When you're accused, don't rush to your defense. God is your defense. If God's allowing this accusation, let it run its course. It may be shot down immediately. It will reveal to you something about those that are accusing and those that are acting on such accusations. And it's good to know this. There is no need to defend yourself. God is our defense. You know, I mean, if someone had a go at me, well, I remember a chap hit me in the quadrangle at school, hit me in the face. My friend picked him up, bounced him against the wall, and he didn't do it again. You see? God is our defense. He'll defend us in any way he chooses. And if he's not defending at the minute, or seems not to be, well, that's because he wants this as a blessing. Let it run. You don't have to argue your case. You don't have to rise up in indignation. And you certainly don't have to accept the condemnation that people are trying to shower upon you. Because you see, we are answerable to God. That's what counts. The world thinks we're answerable to them, and they act accordingly, until something cuts across them and they act differently, or they think differently, or something stops them carrying out the great judgment that they're just absolutely sure is right. Well, God simply says, well, that's the way I'm moving you on, Marshall. You are now free to do something that I have good for you. Trust me. You see, our trust is in God. It's not in man, it's not in our friends, it's not in other people, it's not in circumstances. It's in God. We trust Him. That's why we love Him. He is so good for us. I mean, it's very reasonable self-interest. He's our protector. He's our provider. He's our everything. The battle is not mine. It's the Lord's. And He wins every battle. Goodness, He even arranges the battle in the first place. Your accuser can't exist for one moment, but for God supporting him. And He can do whatever He likes with him. And the accuser thinks he has a great deal of freedom. But we have a great deal of trust in an infinitely wonderful, loving God. There is no condemnation, because we trust Him. We are His child. You don't condemn your children. You guide them and you help them. You're a blessing to them. And when they look to you, you is what they get. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Love you. The world wants you to reconsider. Wants you desperately to consider what you thought was right was wrong, and to hang this label around your neck and to deal with you accordingly. Or have you turned from your wicked ways? It's not what a loving parent wants. A loving parent knows whether you're going the right way or the wrong way at the minute, and He doesn't stand before you and accuse you. Simply, patiently carries on teaching you, showing you, demonstrating. And of course, So much of what the world has a go at you for is not valid. It says more about the accuser than the accused. Remember that. Your critics say far more about themselves than about you. Which is why you don't criticize back. Because there's no criticism in you. You trust all things to God. I don't have to put them right. You don't have to put them right. God is well able to do that yesterday if he so chooses. He may prompt you to do something nice and helpful and beneficial, but it won't be putting them right. Someone asks you in sincerity, well, then you give them a sincere answer. And if they accept that and have ears to hear, well, that's wonderful. And if they don't have, well, okay, God knew all about it before they asked. It's not a problem. You see, we love God. We trust him utterly. And he loves us. And he trusts us utterly too, because he knows the final outcome. We are adults in the kingdom of heaven with life eternal, both into the future, the past, and through the present, and all other dimensions. And how God relates to us accordingly, with overflowing, wonderful, loving care. And that's what matters, nothing else. Nothing else. The rest is noise. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Thank you, Dad.